Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here in Antwerp with another beer review, and today we are going to taste a very classic beer, again with a long history. We are going to taste the Gouden Carolus Tripel. Now, basically the history of this beer dates back to 1491. Was originally brewed for the Knights of the Order of the Golden Fleece. Of course, the Golden Fleece is way older than that. It comes from Greek mythology. It was said to be the hide of the ram god Chrysomalos, bastard son of Poseidon. And the Golden Fleece also comes back in the legends about Jason and the Argonauts, and it was part of the quest that Jason had to fulfill. It was the third part where he had to defeat the dragon and bring back the Golden Fleece that was guarded by that dragon. Of course, enough mythology to go around, but it's not so crazy that this beer, dating back to 1491, and we do have that in writing, is part of het Anker's portfolio, because actually the brewing tradition in Mechelen, in the buildings of het Anker, date back a whole lot further. They had a brewing tradition back in the early 1500s, even maybe even before that, but I couldn't find anything about that. But back then it was a beguinage, a begaanhof, and that beguinage had a rather large hospital, a krankenhuis, and it was actually so important and so embedded in the community that in 1471 Charles the Bold put in writing that he personally alleviated them from paying taxes on their beers, and this went for the beguines and the officers of that beguinage. So we do have that all in writing. It is historically correct. So the brewing tradition goes back like 600 years almost, and the recipe, the original recipe of this beer, goes back about 500 years, 530 years. However, of course, it became a commercial brewery, technology didn't sit still, everything modernized, but the beer is still brewed as in the tradition from before. It is completely vegan, it is completely classic, and this is an awesome beer indeed. Now, why did they brew this in 1491? The Order of the Golden Fleece, the Knights of the Golden Fleece, was actually founded in January 1430 in Bruges, so a bit further than Mechelen. And it was founded by Philip the Good, Philips de Goede. He was the Duke of Burgundy, and he actually founded this order in celebration of the prosperous and wealthy domain that ran from Flanders to Switzerland, and it was all his. He founded this order on the day that his cousin, I believe Mary of Lisbon or Maria of Portugal, I forgot her name, but on the day of her marriage. The head of the order was always one of the descendants of Philip the Good, and in that manner it got into the hands of the Habsburg family. We all know the Habsburgers from the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and that's where it took a slight turn. The Order of the Golden Fleece actually got split up into two separate orders, a Spanish part and an Austrian part, and the Spanish order in its turn actually got split up into three other orders. And apart from all that, I do find it funny that a Christian-led order uses the Golden Fleece, which is a pagan artifact, as their foundation. But enough on history, because I'm gonna lose myself in a tunnel here again. Anywho, about this beer, like I said, this is a very classic spicy triple. It is a 9% ABV, and this is not an official division, but I do divide triples into mainly the Belgian classic triples into spicy or herbal triples and sweet triples. Sweet triples, as we have the triple caramelite here, the Westmalle triple, all those classic ones, but also the spicy and herbal triples. That's more like triple d'Anvers, but especially this one here. Let's see what the bottle can tell us. Fresh, fruity and spicy Belgian blonde beer, re-fermented in the bottle, barley and wheat. Okay. Now they did rebrand this. It used to be a lot darker on the label. And if you're thinking by yourself, Cedric, what a small glass you have there, you are absolutely right. This is a 15 centiliter degustation glass, and this is a 33 centiliter bottle. Why didn't I have my my fancy or my classic Gouden Carolus glass? Well, I do have them, the 25 centiliter, the 33 centiliter. I have them all, and they're all in the back of my attic. So this one was the only Gouden Carolus glass that I could reach. So I guess I'll just have 2 triples then today. See, never a bad thing. Again, a lovely branded bottle cap with the crossed anchors. A lot of carbon dioxide in there. Very yeasty, slightly spicy. A bit dry, a bit sweet. I'm gonna over pour a tiny bit because, like I said, it's a 15 and a 33, so otherwise it won't fit. Now we do have a lovely hazy, re-fermented in the bottle, hazy golden yellow triple here with nice white foam, medium density bubbles, and yeah, that's why I love these chalice glasses. Look at that gradient in that color here. Absolutely lovely. A lot of bubbling going on. We do get some sweet notes in this scent. A lot of yeasty esters. Actually, a lot of banana in there. But also lots of herbs or spices. Actually, very lovely smell profile. Yeah, I must be honest, I've been drinking this since I was like 18 or 19. I even have it from tap now in the bar where I work. Café Artichoke, everyone's welcome on Wednesdays. But yeah, absolutely lovely. It smells a bit sweet. It does have that banana scent, but it doesn't really taste like banana. It's not a Westmalle triple. It's not that sweet either. It's very well fermented. It doesn't have a lot of rest sugars. It's quite dry. You guys know that I do love my beers quite dry. And it is a bit yeasty, but mainly spicy, mainly herbal. I actually don't know which spices they use. I can imagine they use a bit of clove in here and maybe a bit of coriander. But that also adds to that dry taste. That makes this a very thirst quenching beer as well. And in all honesty, it doesn't taste like a 9% beer. So it's quite dangerous too. The spiciness actually remains in the aftertaste. So when it goes down the throat, you get that boost in those spices, in that dryness, and it just keeps coming. I actually, and this is rather funny because you'll mainly get that in dark beers, but I actually get a hint of licorice in there as well. And I do know that they use licorice, star anise in their dark beers, mainly in Gouden Carolus Christmas. But I do taste that a tiny hint in here as well. And I think that the complexity of that flavor profile is why I absolutely love this beer. And actually, it's a miracle that I don't have any Gouden Carolus plaques on the wall here, because it's been one of my favorites of all time. Maybe I should look into that. This is, by the way, one of those breweries that I actually visit on a yearly basis. They have the best restaurant in town, beautiful old 15th century buildings, and you can also visit their distillery. They store the whiskey barrels in the brewery, and when they open the door to that tower, oh my. Wow. Okay, actually I think we can leave it at this. I am gonna have myself a second serving of this beer. Don't let anything go to waste. What is left for me to do now? Just the scoring. Now, like I said, this is an all-time favorite of mine, so I would say this is at least 8.5, so 4.25 in Untapped. It is very easily available in many countries, so if you guys can get your hands on one of these and you like the spicier triples and not so much the sweeter ones, yeah, just go grab yourself a crate of these. If you want to try it out, do so, and yeah, share in the comments what your experiences are. Most of you are gonna love it, I think. So, as usual, if you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions, remarks. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video, of which you will get notified if you hit that bell icon after you subscribe. Cheers, you guys.